All right, welcome, YouTubers, to the new and improved Age of Mythology Retold tier list. A lot of people asked, what is my opinion? Like, Champions League is already started, but it's about to seriously get started now. We're seeing a lot of games slowly starting to get played. And we've seen the way that people have started, what is it called, drafting. And I think there's one god that stands above the rest. So that'll be Tsukuyomi. This god, according to drafts, is the most contested picks. One again and again, it's being ace picked, meaning this is the god that everyone wants to be able to play, no matter if their opponent bans it or picks it. The ace pick, for those of you unaware, is a god that you have one pick among all the 19 gods that you say you want to play that, and it cannot be banned or it cannot be picked out. So a lot of times both players are picking Tsukuyomi, and it's a very, very strong one. Reason being the Tengu. So if you haven't seen it already, I've posted a video about the Tengu Fast Heroic, and it's absurdly strong. And even in the matchups where that's not the best, like for example versus Hearse Spam or versus Priest Spam, even then you can just play standard Tsukuyomi with New Moon on the Armory, and that's still very, very good. So that's an S tier. I don't know if it's good against Atlantean. I think Tsukuyomi potentially struggles versus Atlantean. That's that's what I'm thinking about right now. And if he loses versus all three Atlanteans, as he maybe does, I don't know. I think he's maybe not like the uncontested best pick, but nevertheless, he is an S tier. Reason being the Tengu. So I'm recording this on the 6th of November, so maybe in the future the Tengu, well, certainly in the future the Tengu will be nerfed, and that might move Tsukuyomi down to A or B tier. For now, he's an S tier, easy S tier. And speaking of S tier, let's just go with Fushi, another clear S tier. The Kuafu change from 15 to 10 favor benefited the Chinese civilization as a whole a lot. But I would wager the biggest benefactor was actually Fushi, because he can place his Peach Blossom Spring down from the first second, and that's going to give him a lot of extra favor. And that's a lot of extra favor that he can spend on 4 Kuafu in the Archaic Gauge, or 3, if it all depends on the matchup. But you can get 4 Kuafu out in the Archaic Gauge. Really, really crazy stuff. So yeah, Fuji, big benefactor of it. And even after the Archaic Gauge, you can just continue spamming those Kuafu out, and Fuji is an insane god. And the other, I mean, we're at it now. So Shennong, that's also an S tier. It's a bit silly because I'm gonna put 4 gods on S tier here. I think maybe just 3, but these 3 for sure it's in a top spot. Shennong, he's just really solid all around, and he's China. The Kuafu buff means that he can build maybe like 10, 11, 12 Kuafu, then stop it there and then go into taking into myth units or technologies. Basically, when you play Shennong, you always want to go, pretty much always, like 95%. You want to go for all the infantry techs. And with the Kuafu change, it means that you can get a lot more Kuafu out now before you begin taking into your swordsman. So that's a really nice thing for Shennong. His economy is better before he has to start spending 100 plus favor on technologies. Because that could feel really bad before, but now, the moment that you start taking into those, you've got a lot of Kuafu out on the field already, so your economy will still be very, very strong. So let's just round out the Chinese here. I think the weakest of the Chinese is gonna be Nuwa. I'm not sure though. Dude, it could also be an S. She's still really, really strong. Nuwa is also very, very strong. And her, her unique tech went from 20 favor down to 15 favor, so it's not like she's weak either. I think most of the time with Nuwa, you want to get your hero Kuafu out, and then you want to get a third Kuafu out, and you're going to have a sick, sick economy. I'm sorry, I'm going to put her S tier also. She's the weakest of the bunch, potentially A tier, but I'm going to put her S. And interestingly, we're just doing the good gods here now. I think Isis maybe relegated to A, but at the same time, I do know that if I'm versus Recon or Mista, they're probably gonna prioritize ISIS really hard. I see Rebel in chat. I don't know what, maybe if he wants to chip in here. I know he also practices with the big dogs sometimes. I think ISIS in the right hands is still an S-tier god, but for the most part, maybe just an A-tier now. Do my thing, says Rebel. All right. Not revealing anything. I'm putting her on A. I'm putting her on A just because I think China Eco is so insanely busted and the Tengu is so insanely busted. Isis does have a lot of busted things about her too, but I don't know. From what I've seen, I think maybe China and the Tengu seems to be a step above Isis. And what do we got then? What else do we got? Ra and Set. Let's go into these then. Where do we place these? I think Ra, A tier. Same with Set, A tier. The reason for this is because you have when you're playing Egyptian, your economy in the classical age is exceptionally good. And you just spam out barracks and barracks units. And these you have so many good counter units. The spearman was reworked in the last patch from being a bit more generalist to more of a cavalry counter, and the slinger got reworked into being less of a hard archer counter into more of a generalist archer unit. And especially if you go segment, task segment slingers, they're really, really sick. And both Ra and Zed can do that. So I think just spamming out barracks units in the classical age and then waiting for your opponent to go heroic or to build a second TC, and then you can just answer by going segment. I think that's gonna be super, super strong. So they're an A tier for me. I do think Isis is the strongest of the Egyptians, so she's still ahead of the others, but it's an A tier. What else do we got? I guess we should go into the Japanese now. So Amaterasu. Hard for me to place Amaterasu. Either very high B or low A for me. I'm thinking B. Yeah, screw it. It's a B tier. I know a lot of people think Amaterasu is OP, and for ladder play, she's definitely really strong. You see a lot of people gaining ridiculous amounts of elo with Amaterasu. But I'm looking at the other gods here. The 7 gods, I would place them above Amaterasu. I could be wrong. This is definitely potential for me to be wrong here, but the reason I'm placing her B is because the other 7 gods I would pick above Amaterasu. Simply for that reason. I think I think you can just spam out units in the classical age, especially counter infantry in the beginning, and then you can make sure that Amaterasu doesn't leave her base, and you just boom behind it, and usually you're fine. So yeah, I'm putting Amaterasu on B tier. Nah, B. We're doing B. This is controversial, I'm sure, but whatever. Susanoo. There was a point when a lot of people thought Susanoo was good. I don't think he is good. He's a C tier. Whereas an Amaterasu struggles in so many matchups. I don't think he's that good. Not a good economy. Really struggles versus rushes. Doesn't have a good early game at all. And name, man, a lot of controversy. A lot of people seem to think Japan is very good. I don't know. I think Tsukuyomi is good. Amaterasu, B tier. Potentially, the reason I could be wrong on Amaterasu is because she also has access to Tengu. So I haven't played around with this too much. Potentially, she can go heroic and do some Tengu stuff. Yeah, we're keeping it like this. What else do we have? So that's 3 civilizations done. Let's look into the Atlanteans. Oh, I want to look at Ouranos. Ouranos, very, very, very strong god. Gonna put him low A. Above Amaterasu. Yep, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is my tier list. Deal with it. He's a low A tier. He seems so good. The Atlantean economy 5 plus 5% buff. I think really helped out Ouranos. And yeah, he seems just really good. He just built Murmillos. He's got access to Oceanus, Murmillos, and Carnivore, Caladria, the whole package. Seems so good. I like him a lot. And I think he's very good against Japan. A lot of people are spamming Japan games, so if you're struggling versus Japan, give Ouranos a try and build 50 Murmillos and see where that takes you. Kronos, also very strong god. I think I'm probably gonna have to put him below Amaterasu, but still a good god. I think a lot of gods are actually viable currently. So yeah, Kronos is good. You can do the rush into a quick second TC boom. That seems like that's been the cookie cutter strategy for Kronos for some time now, and it seems really strong. Finally, Gaia, also a very strong god. I don't know, man. I don't play this stupid goddess. I don't like her. I think behind Ouranos, but at the same time, I'm reluctant to put her ahead of Amaterasu. That seems a bit crazy. Ah, screw it. She's above Amaterasu. And for Greeks, if it's for tournament play, Zeus is an A or B tier because he's so good on water. A lot of people just instinctively go for Zeus on water maps, and for good reason. He's really good there. If it's in general, I'm gonna put him in C tier. So I guess we're doing more of a general one. He's a C tier. Hades, a bit better. I'll put him below Kronos on B tier. I think he's good in general. He can win a lot of matchups if you are playing it really, really well. But at the same time, I will say that he's just sitting behind the other gods here. And then finally, Poseidon, I'd put him above of Zeus, above of Susanoo, right there. Still a C tier. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's great. Maybe B tier. Either C tier or B tier. And then Norse. Where do we place Norse? I think Thor, C tier. Frey, D tier. Odin, C tier. Maybe above Thor. Loki, bottom of the barrel, D tier. Norse, unplayable. I'm talking about the highest level, by the way. If you're playing mid tier or low tier, you can play Norse all you want. But for high tier gameplay, this civilization is not playable. Least biased Norse main tier list, by the way. Could be that Thor, Odin deserves a B. I don't know. It's just so depressing playing Norse when you're used to the power level they used to be, and then now it's very, very difficult. Odin, maybe B tier. Let's be fair and put Odin here. But yeah, Norse big in the gutter for high level play. So it's a C tier. Like that. All right, big controversial tier list here. I see a lot of people in YouTube and Twitch chat already disagreeing with me. That's perfect. But if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you think it's bad, please don't dislike. Thanks for watching.